That's a dense wheel. There are 50. Oh, okay. We've never had this one before. I do have something to watch actually. If you want me to watch anything, but it has to be, you know, like don't be getting me in trouble. Don't fucking rickroll me. Because at the end of every stream, I rickroll you guys. I'm telling you, you know. But I do have something prepared already for this. So, do we want to watch it now, or do we want to watch it at the end? I imagine maybe now, because I think peeps might be off soon. What is that? Potential tracking attempts blocked. 32? Matterpod, hello! Looks like I got here at the right time. Matt. Surely I can't get in trouble for showing this. It's plastic. But basically I have a video prepared. It's called History and Evolution of the Jump Scare. Why do you have a plastic foot? Matterpod, why don't you have a plastic foot? Is a question you should all be asking yourselves right now. Oh, okay. You never said you didn't have one. Okay. Well, I don't believe you now. It's feet. Oh yeah, if you want to see feet, there you go.
I don't know exactly where. I feel like it's that. Oh, this is the you have to yield guy.
Oop.
Yo, Biden.
Come on, man. What are you doing? Right. Here it is. History.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, that's a bit loud. Is that a bit too loud? Oh, could you? History and evolution of the jump scare. Considering we're playing a horror game, I thought this would be appropriate. 1522 is a long one. We might not watch it all. We might skip. I don't know. I've not seen this yet, so it could be shit. So we'll find out. Calc! Just turn stream on. What's with the feet? Calc, you're fairly new to my streams, aren't you? What's with the feet? Basically, feet are a meme in my streams. And when I was looking through my old Twitch clips, I found a video of the origin of the feet, of the foot fetish meme. I found where it all began. And it was Matterpod who started it. It's Feet Friday. Ooh, Feet Fridays. I do like the sound of that.
Yes, right, the jump scare.
Oh, it was Matterpod. It was you. It was. Hold on. Wait, can I find it? I'll put it in the Discord. Because maybe, you know.
Such an easy, cheap way to scare the living daylights out
Happy
of anyone.
Feet Friday.
So easy, in fact, that modern cinema is addicted to them, and they are everywhere, even in non-horror movies. But where did this all begin? And how did we get to where we are
How do we
today?
feel about
What
jump
are the
scares?
Origins of the jump scare? What was the first movie to have a jump scare? And what were some of the more significant and effective jump scares throughout the years? These are all questions that we will look into today in this video on the evolution of the jump scare.
What the fuck is that?
Okay, before we begin, we should probably just talk about what even is a jump scare. And I'll make this brief because most people know what a jump scare is. But what makes
You
a
hate
good
jump scares?
There's three things that make up a good jump scare. There's the quiet anticipation building up phase. You know, the characters slowly walk into a closet that she heard a noise from or whatever. And then you have
quite like
the
jump
phase,
scares.
the shock, the jump. And this is mostly
that film fucked me up. What was that film? The one with the STDs. You get the STD and then you, like, this guy comes chasing after you. That film is fucking. That's a really good film, actually. It follows Tough as You, yes. Wait, do you guys like horror films? I love horror
The
films.
sound, actually, more than visual. Like, sometimes it's just like a little shadow, and it's like, wow!
What the fuck is that? Ooh.
So the sound is most of the jump, actually. Finally, you have the release where you're just like,
Oh, it's a pussycat.
that's the last phase. Okay, let's go to the origins. We're going to bring the timeline back to 1920 with the release of The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Now, this film is pretty much the grandfather of all modern horror. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you watch it.
This looks fun.
When I first watched it, I was like, oh, this isn't going to be effective. But it was actually really, really kind of eerie, kind of creepy. Very effective, very good movie. You should check it out. Anyway, the film is about this evil doctor guy who uses a sleepwalker to commit murders for him. And just the atmosphere of the movie, like the set design is so iconic. It's got this eerie atmosphere. It kind of feels like you're in like a
that
weird
film
nightmare
is so old.
But jump scares, all right?
So
Does this
old.
movie really contain the first jump scare? Well, not technically, but there are a few scenes that can be a bit startling. Towards the beginning of the movie, the gentleman asks the sleepwalker, who apparently is also a fortune teller, how long will he live? When he asks this question, you're like, oh, what's he gonna say?
Those are some fucking Microsoft PowerPoint graphics right there.
Be a bit startling. Towards the beginning of the movie, the gentleman
Where's it gone?
asks
Where's it
the
gone?
sleepwalker,
I've gone too far back.
who apparently is also a fortune teller, how long will he live? When he asks
Those are like that's the extent of my graphic design abilities. That's been done on Paint, on MS Paint. That's an MS Paint job if I ever saw one. Yeah, but how are you, Luke? Hello. I didn't know if I said hello to you. Hi. You know what? I'm getting better. I've been a bit poorly the past few days. No one. I've said this a few times now. No one wants to hear it again. So. I won't bore you with my bodily fluids, but make of that what you will.
Ask this question.
How are you,
like,
Luke?
oh, what's he gonna say? And that's where the anticipation builds, because he's asking,
oh,
how
that
long will I live?
eyeliner.
And then all of a sudden, the sleepwalker states, till the break of dawn. And it's like, whoa. So it's a little startling, especially for 1940.
Happy Feet
Okay, I know
Friday.
that might not be effective to us spoiled mainstream audience today, but back in the day, when you add a modern score or a modern rendition of what a score could be for this film, they add a lot of crazy booms and loud noises during that scene to kind of give it a little bit of a jumpy factor to it.
Yeah, MS Paint job. Did you trust a hand?
And the sleepwalker just has a pretty creepy look to him. I mean, he looks scary by himself, so that's enough of a jump scare as well.
Looks like every guy I've ever dated, by the way. You know what? I figured something out. I figured out that the kind of, like, I'm asexual, by the way, but every guy that I've ever been attracted to it looks like they could be a serial killer, which is why I don't date anymore. Also, another observation I made was every guy that I've ever slept with looks like they smell like a charity shop, and 9 out of 10 times they do smell like that. So. Did you trust Tough? You know what happened was I had a bloody stomach bug. I feel like I've got to clarify that now every time that I talk about it. Frosty? Wait, what's Frosty? Glad it's Friday. Luke, when are you doing your 40-hour stream? We want a date. Have you given us a date yet?
Well, and there's a few other jump scares throughout the film. There's one where he kind of creeps into the window, and then you're not sure the anticipation's building again because he's kind of slowly moving towards her, and then with the help of a modern score, when he reaches to grab her, it's kind of a bit of a jump. A couple years later, in 1922, Nosferatu was released, and this was
I do like Nosferatu.
remake, an unofficial Dracula remake. Not a lot of jump scares, but there are some creepy scenes. I think when he sees Nosferatu across the hallway.
He was in SpongeBob. Oh my god, he was in SpongeBob. Oh, how do I do this? You better not get me in trouble over here. That fucker was in SpongeBob. Look!
Can I have a job application? I brought my own spatula. I called earlier, but I hung up because I was nervous. Do you have references?
Wait! If that was you on the phone and you on the bus, Then who was flickering the lights?
There he is!
Nosferatu!
Oh, look, he's so happy. Wait, what's this? You got a lot on in August. You're going to Paris? Ooh. Yeah, peeps, we're all gonna like pester Luke until he until he does his 40-hour
When
stream.
he's looking out the door and he sees him over there, and then he closes the door and he goes and hides. All of a sudden, the door opens and the anticipation builds, and the fact that he's not there right away, it's kind of a little bit of a minor jump. So these were just kind of proto
If you saw
beta
him
jump
in an
scares.
alleyway,
The last
it would
really
foot you
early
up, wouldn't
cinema
it?
jump scare I want to talk about comes from 1925 in The Phantom of the Opera. A lot of historians kind of claim this to be the first true jump scare, well, before sound. And essentially what it is, it's when the Phantom of the Opera removes his mask, you know, the anticipation's building, and then he removes the mask, and then all of a sudden you see this really scary face. Apparently that was quite a bit of a jump back in the day. In fact,
Maybe that's just his face. Don't insult the poor man. Bloody hell.
some people at the premiere actually passed
Oh,
out when they
it's-
saw that.
You
I know
guys
it's
are
easy
all
for
going
us
Paris
in the modern
together.
age to
That's
be
cute.
like, bruh, that's not scary at all. But back in the day, you know, it's not like
Hi, Crab Jelly.
they had TVs and stuff. They literally, the scariest thing they had was scary books. We're moving on to phase 2, the first modern jump scare.
How are you doing, Crab Jelly?
Now, one potential candidate for the very first jump scare ever has
I
to
think, have we seen enough of this? Wait, that's a cockatoo.
But I know how to handle him. Like the time his wife left him.
Oh, they talked to
Wait,
him.
Wasn't that horrifying? Now, here's the
This is
situation.
very random. Oh, I hope
right?
he's
The
okay.
reason why he put
Well, he's
that
probably dead by now, isn't he?
in there was because he wanted to get the attention of viewers who might be dozing off or might have lost interest or whatever. It wasn't meant to scare people, it was to get their attention. Technically not a jump scare, but I mean, that sound.
He was like the original troll then. Just stick a fucking screaming cockatoo in the middle of your film. Why not? Why not? You can do anything, can't you? I have to fix a machine in Paris. Luke, surely they have people in Paris who can fix machines. But you know what? I'm happy for you that you're going to Paris. I hope they're bloody paying for you to go to Paris. Try to type cockatoo noise. Cockatoos are very beautiful, aren't they? Imagine if Netflix, instead of "Are you still watching?" they just use the cockatoo jump scare. You know what? I made a film once. I should have banged in like a cockatiel. A cockatiel like singing a little tune in the middle of a film.
So let's go to the actual first 100% verified jump scare. The first
Right.
truly modern jump scare took place in 1942 with the
Cat
movie
people?
Cat People. This is a
It's
movie
me!
about cat people terrorizing society. The main character,
That's
Alice, here,
very
she's
me.
walking down a sidewalk. and she
Terrorizing
feels
society?
Like someone is following her, and you hear these footsteps. You know, she hears some strange sounds, and the anticipation is building. And then it's really quiet, and all of a sudden, the bus shows up, and that the sound of the bus just jumps. Here, check it out. That was the first true jump scare.
Bloody
and it's also
hell.
the first fake out jump scare, which means that the actual scare itself was not a real
Oh, I think that's from It Flows as well. Did that scare you guys, or was that a bit too loud?
threat. A real jump scare would be like a cat person popped out of the bushes and attacked
Oh,
her. That'd be a real jump scare.
Lucy.
Since it was just the bus, it was a fake out jump scare. The most cliche fake out jump scare is the classic cat trope jump scare.
Oh no.
It's just a cat.
Next on the list is 1951's The Thing from Another World.
Sounds like a window.
Hold on, I see House of on Haunted Hill there. House of Wax is what the fuck is?
Multiple jump scares. One notable jump scare I want to point out is from the
That's a bit sexual. What's going on there?
1958 film Hideous Sun Demon. This really has all the jump scare tactics all put together in one. Check it out.
I've not seen this film.
And then in 1959, the film House on Haunted Hill came out, and this also featured a jump scare.
Oh yeah, this fucked me up. This really this still to this out. Oh, it's horrible, horrible. Looks a bit like my mum in the morning.
Jump scare, but it's the early.
I'm so sorry, mother. I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be in trouble tonight.
To really freak me out personally. I mean, that thing looks like, whoa.
Horrifying.
That's terrifying. And the way it moves off into the
it
distance,
just like
one of the greatest for sure. But the next revolutionary jump scare.
We'll watch one more. We'll watch Psycho. Psycho's a classic.
Psycho. Of course, we all know about this classic film by Alfred Hitchcock. Really, there's a few very good jump scares. There's the classic shower scene, and there's the staircase scene. It's got that.
The editing in this, like, look at that. Oh, I didn't show it
back
properly.
in the day, very original. And it was really this film that started kicking off more and more jump scares in movies. Watching The Twilight Zone back in this day really had me spooked. There was some scenes, I think there was that Nightmare at 20,000 feet where he opens up the window, and another
what else is in
classic 1965's Repulsion. And they started to be creative. It works so
Carrie's
well. All
good.
the crazy bringing that thing. She's just chilling on the boat. Everything does. And then all.
Hold on, what else we got on here? Yeah, I think that's probably enough of that, isn't it? We've learnt something today, boys and girls.